The days of One Direction may be long behind us at this point, but Liam Payne is now opening up about how his days in one of the biggest boy bands in history has affected his mental health and physical well-being. What's up, y'all? It's Emile Ennis Jr. here with Clevver News, and Liam Payne is telling us the reasons why he's actually glad that One Direction broke up in 2015. He went on the Table Manners podcast, which interviews celebrity guests like Carly Rae Jepson and Antoni Porowski. Liam was the guest on the most recent episode that aired on October 15th. Table Manners is hosted by English singer Jesse Ware and her mother, and the interview started off by talking about Liam's recent underwear campaign for Hugo Boss. They also brought up his photo shoot with Mert Alas that I can't stop thinking about. Apparently his mom didn't like the artsy nude photos and ended up giving him a whack when she saw them, but don't worry, there are going to be even more pics plastered across billboards that will be put up next month. He also talked about his training process for the photo shoot and the strict diet that he's been following, which includes cutting out carbs and alcohol. And while Liam was on the podcast, the discussion went as it usually does, from talk of beef and mushroom pie to his days in One Direction. We already know that he had a tumultuous time while he was a part of the group. Back in June, Liam spoke with Men's Health magazine about how it was hard for him to gain back his identity after the group disbanded. In that interview, he said, "It's almost like putting the Disney costume on before you step up on stage, and underneath the Disney costume, I was pissed quite a lot of the time because there was no other way to get your head around what was going on. I mean, it was fun. We had an absolute blast. But there were certain parts of it where it just got a little bit toxic." Well, he took it a step further in this interview, saying that One Direction would have been the death of him. On the podcast, he said, quote, "I needed to stop, definitely. It would have killed me, 100%. He admitted that he was definitely sad at first when the band broke up, but in the long run, it was what he needed. He also called his time in the band super stressful, but although he knows how it negatively affected him, he still doesn't regret joining One Direction. He said, "There's no stop button. You've got no control over your life. That's why I lost complete control of everything. We were definitely overworked. I had no personal life. I learned nothing about myself." And Liam was in One Direction during his teenage years where you're supposed to be growing up and finding yourself, and instead he spent every night on stage entertaining thousands of demanding fans every single night with no say in his own life. He said that the constant pressure from his label as well as paparazzi was the worst part of being in the band. He also said that he became a recluse to deal with the intense fame and the spying eyes of the paparazzi. He said that was life, and then once you're in that patterns are dangerous because you just get stuck in it. I just lived so long as this reclusive pop star who was afraid of people who just stayed inside all the time. He also said that he turned to alcohol as a crutch in order to find creativity and escape the madness of his life, saying, "I remember getting to therapy the one time and the guy was like, 'What do you like to do?' And Liam said, 'I don't know, I haven't got a clue.' But now he spends his time taking care of his 2-year-old son and posing for underwear campaigns. And he still sees some of the guys from One Direction, as he mentioned in another recent interview with Hits Radio. He said that when One Direction first formed, he found himself butting heads with Tomlinson because they both wanted to be the official frontman of the band.
He's been through so much, and we've been through so much together as well, in a completely different plane. But when we were in the band, it kind of felt like, because he was the oldest and because I'd been singing for quite a little bit of time, we both got put in a weird position because he was like wanted to be the leader, and obviously I was doing my thing and wanted to. So at first we didn't get on at all. Like, we absolutely hated each other. It was so funny.
But that competitive spirit eventually turned into a friendship. Liam also said that out of all the One Direction boys, he probably talks to Louis the most. Liam said, "He's been through so much and we've been through so much together. If he has a problem, he'll call me." They both performed last month at the Coca-Cola Music Festival in Madrid, so it definitely wasn't all negative things that came out of One Direction. Liam got some solid friendships and an even more solid solo career that he had almost given up on had he not gotten into the boy band 10 years ago. And now he's looking forward to watching his son grow up and eating chocolate again after his magazine shoot ends and he can stop dieting. So now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the interview? Did you know that Liam was feeling this way? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And when you're done with that, click right over here to subscribe to Clevver News so you can stay up to date on all the top stories and any more interviews that come out. Thanks so much for watching Clevver News. Click right over here for another brand new story. I'm Emile Ennis Jr. and I'll see you soon.